Hey people, it is Wednesday, January the 29th. Time is 11:07 in the morning. It's about -1 Celsius, but it feels more like -8 Celsius with the wind chill. And it's going to be getting colder throughout the day, I believe. It actually was warmer early in the morning than it is right now. And I was just looking up Yonge Street a moment ago, but I'm actually going to be heading east along Shooter Street, which begins right here at Yonge Street in front of the Eaton Center. And I'm going to take a walk along the entire length of Shooter Street as it makes its way through the east side of downtown. This is a residential street for the most part, but it does have things like Massey Hall here, as well as St. Mike's Hospital. St. Mike's takes up 2 whole city blocks as we cross Victoria Street. It's shaping up to be another cold, windy day. Last night we had some snow that accumulated at least a few centimeters from the looks of it, at least here in downtown. I think more outside of the core, especially to the north. And I think there's more snow flurries in the forecast for perhaps later tonight. Neat contrast between the old historic church and the new towers. All those towers have just popped up in the last couple of years. Whoa! Got a nasty gust. It blew some debris off the roof of the building I was just walking past. Rained down on me. And it's sunny for the moment. The sun does feel warm on my face, but as soon as that wind kicks up, all the warmth just disappears. Crossing Church Street. So look back towards the financial district. And now we're in the shade. I wonder if any retail will ever fill up these spaces. This condo was completed several years back, but for the longest time, all these retail spaces were being used as construction offices for the neighboring construction site. Looks like now they're finally empty and perhaps ready to actually be filled up with something. Restaurant or retail. Bring a little bit of life to this block. Once you get past this point, there's really not much of anything in terms of restaurant or retail along the rest of Shooter Street, other than maybe a couple of convenience stores. It's crossing Mutual. And these old historic townhomes are looking good. They were completely torn down. They were completely erased and then rebuilt again in facade form. And now there's a big condo sitting on top of them. But they look just as convincing as they did when they were actually in their original form. So I can't really complain. There's the new Tour Hotel. There's a really interesting design to it. I kind of like it. Definitely stands out. And we're at Jarvis Street. I wonder if a restaurant will go in the base of the hotel. I see paper on the windows. Looks like something might be going there. Got the Moss Park Armory over here. And you can see the snow we got last night. Looks like it accumulated about 3 or 4 centimeters. This is the time to come out and enjoy the snow while it's still all nice and white and clean looking. It won't stay that way for very long. I've always liked these old historic townhouses right across from Moss Park. There was a sizable tent community here, but it looks like it's been all cleared out. These row houses aren't as nice as those ones, but I still think they have a lot of character. I'm just a fan of row houses, townhouses, of the historic type anyway, not so much the more modern ones. And here is Sherborne Street of infamy. Well, the street gets a bit quieter the further east we go. I'm going to walk past the Moss Park Apartments. That sun is really strong over in that direction. But the apartments are going to plunge me back into the shade. And it suddenly feels a couple of degrees colder. These are some of the oldest high-rise housing projects in the city. This side of downtown had quite a few more of this sort of thing, but most of them have been demolished and replaced with newer housing in the Regent Park neighborhood mainly. But these ones remain. Not sure for how much longer. I haven't heard of any proposals to redevelop the Moss Park Apartments. That's what you call commie blocks or slab apartments. Toronto went hog wild starting in the 1950s, but throughout the 1960s and 70s, building literally thousands of apartment buildings like this all over the city. Most of them still remain. The majority of them are found actually outside of the core in areas of North York, Scarborough, Etobicoke. St. Jamest Town is a downtown high-rise community made up of such buildings. I would actually be able to see St. Jamest Town looking up this alley here. Yeah, you can make out at least one of the old buildings of St. Jamest Town. Way off to the north. Approaching Parliament Street now. And this is the boundary of Regent Park as we walk along Shooter past Parliament. The Regent Park neighborhood goes north from here up to Gerrard Street. All of those buildings you see in Regent Park are fairly new, including some that are currently under construction, you can see. Once upon a time, there were some old 60s era slab high-rises that were all demolished. I'm not sure what she said. There are some nice residential streets crossing Shooter as we make our way east. Have Corktown on the southern side and Regent Park on the northern side. And yeah, sometimes it's worth turning around. You'll find some awesome skyline views. See all the way up to Young and Bloor. This looks like an old school electronics repair shop. AMI Electronics. There's a variety store. Waiting across Sackville Street. Make sure I don't step in too big of a slush puddle. I am wearing my waterproof shoes, but they're not infallible to every situation. I have gotten wet socks before while wearing these waterproof shoes. And I've always loved this massive old school building, currently called Nelson Mandela Park Public School, but once upon a time it did have a different name back when it was originally built. Can't say I know offhand what the former name of that school was, though. It looks like the kind of school you would see in a movie. Icy sidewalks, quite slippery too. I'll just have to walk with these little steps in these conditions. And here's a coffee shop. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I've never been, but I remember a friend of mine worked here some years back. We're at Sumac Street, getting close to the end of Shooter Street now. This is a busy spot in the summer. This is where an athletic field is, serving Regent Park. But there's also an ice rink there, which I see some people are making use of right now. This is kind of a neat old row of homes here. Never really noticed. till now how kind of cool these look. Not sure how old these are. They don't look 19th century era. I think they're a newer build, but they do a good job of sort of presenting as something more historic. And here is River Street, so this is where Shooter comes to an end. Not a very long street. Takes less than 30 minutes to walk from end to end. But it does go through almost the entirety of the east side of downtown. Not much further to the east, you'll find the Don Valley. I think I have a green light. You get this awesome view of the CN Tower. Now making my way north to Dundas, because I'm going to start heading back west again towards home. And this wind is bitter cold right now. But yeah, I'm going to start to wrap up the walk. I hope you enjoyed. So thanks to all the channel members for supporting as you do. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you happen to see this at a later time, after I might make it public sometime in the future, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so, like and share, do all those good things. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And hit that notification bell also, so you'll know when I'm posting my next video. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.